The digital frontier, a place of boundless innovation, glittering opportunity, and shadows that stretch longer than the tallest skyscraper. In these untamed spaces, fortunes are made and lost with blinding speed. But sometimes, those losses aren't just market corrections. They're calculated acts of theft. These acts are designed to leave you with nothing but phantom dreams and an empty wallet. Tonight, we pull back the curtain on one of the most insidious schemes haunting the cryptocurrency world, the rug pull. It's a con so simple, so brutal. It leaves a trail of devastation. It's all orchestrated by developers who vanish into the digital ether with your money. This isn't just a scam. It's a vanishing act. Understanding its mechanics is crucial in our ongoing mission here at the Digital Sleuth to navigate the treacherous landscape of cybercrime. We begin in the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. Imagine this new world as a digital utopia, where intermediaries are removed and anyone can be their own bank. You can invest, earn, and trade with unprecedented freedom. It sounds liberating, doesn't it? It's a vision that has attracted millions, including our hypothetical investor, Alex. Alex, like many, saw the headline stories of meteoric rises and overnight millionaires. He wanted a piece of that future. He'd done some research, understood the basics of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But then he stumbled upon something new, something truly exciting. A new token. Let's call it Moonshot Coin. Moonshot Coin had everything a new project needs: a slick website, a vibrant Telegram group, and developers who seemed genuinely passionate about their project. They promised revolutionary technology, incredible staking rewards, and a thriving community. The hype was palpable. Influencers were shilling it across Twitter and YouTube. This is the one, Alex thought. This is my chance. So, Alex did what countless others do. He converted some of his hard-earned money into Ethereum. He then navigated to a decentralized exchange and swapped his ETH for Moonshot Coin. With each transaction, his ETH, along with that of thousands of other optimistic investors, flowed into a liquidity pool. This pool is the lifeblood of any DeFi token, the reservoir that allows buyers and sellers to exchange tokens seamlessly. Without it, there's simply no market. For a few exhilarating days, Moonshot Coin lived up to its name. The price climbed. Alex saw his initial investment double, then triple. He felt like a genius, part of an exclusive club on the cusp of a financial revolution. Then, one Tuesday morning, it happened. The Moonshot Coin Telegram channel went silent. The website displayed an error message, and when Alex tried to check the price, his heart sank. The chart wasn't just down. It was a vertical line plunging directly to zero. His hundreds, soon thousands, had evaporated, gone, in an instant. His dreams and his money had been rug pulled. So, how exactly does a rug pull work? It's not a hack in the traditional sense, where external attackers breach a system. Instead, it's an insider job, a betrayal orchestrated by the very developers who launched the project. At its core, a rug pull exploits the trust investors place in a new, often unaudited, smart contract. Let's break down the mechanics, because understanding the how is your strongest defense. Remember that liquidity pool Alex contributed to. When you swap one token for another, you're essentially adding your funds to a pool that allows others to do the same. This pool is governed by a smart contract, a self-executing agreement coded onto the blockchain. In a legitimate project, the liquidity provided by investors is typically locked for a set period, sometimes for years. This locking mechanism prevents anyone, including the developers, from withdrawing the funds from the pool. It's a crucial trust-building measure, but in a rug pull, that lock is either non-existent or it's a deceptive sleight of hand. The developers maintain control over the liquidity, essentially holding the keys to the vault. Once enough unsuspecting investors have poured their money in, the con artists execute their final move. They initiate a transaction, often through a backdoor in their own smart contract, to withdraw all of the liquidity from the pool. This act is instantaneous and irreversible. The ETH, or whatever underlying asset was in the pool, is transferred directly to the developer's private, often anonymous, wallet. What's left behind? Mountains of worthless moonshot coin? They are worthless because there's no longer any ETH in the pool to swap them for. They are effectively digital dust. This is the classic liquidity pool. But the sophistication of these scams has evolved. Another common tactic is to implement malicious code that prevents users from selling the token, while still allowing them to buy. Imagine buying tickets to a concert, but then finding out the exit doors are locked when the show ends. This is achieved through specific functions within the smart contract, often hidden in plain sight. These functions grant only the developer, or an owner address, the privilege to sell. They can also impose severe restrictions on others' ability to do so. Investors keep buying, driving the price up, only to find themselves trapped when they try to cash out. Then there's the pump and dump variation. Here, developers mint a vast supply of their own tokens. They use the marketing hype to drive up demand, convincing others to buy. As the price inflates, they systematically dump their massive holdings onto the market. They cash out their own tokens for real value, while everyone else's investment crumbles under the sudden sell pressure. This is less about pulling liquidity and more about selling your own bag onto unsuspecting buyers. The scale of these operations is staggering. According to Chainalysis, rug pulls were the most prevalent type of crypto scam in 2021, accounting for billions of dollars in stolen funds. It's a stark reminder that even in the decentralized future, the oldest tricks in the book, greed and deception, find new ways to manifest. This is why thorough analysis and education are paramount for anyone interested in the space. It's a constant battle against digital criminals, a constant fight for financial security. And it's why our cybercrime documentary series exists, to arm you with knowledge. For Alex, the immediate aftermath was a cocktail of confusion, anger, and profound regret. He refreshed the page repeatedly, checked other forums, desperately searching for an explanation. The realization slowly dawned: he had been duped. His trust, his hope, his money, all gone. The emotional toll of a rug pull can be immense. Beyond the financial loss, there's the feeling of foolishness, of having been exploited. Many victims are new to crypto, drawn in by the promise of quick wealth, only to find themselves facing significant debt or lost savings. Some lose retirement funds, others, their children's college savings. The dream turns into a nightmare. And tracing the culprits, that's where the anonymity of the blockchain becomes a double-edged sword. While every transaction is recorded on the public ledger, the identity behind the wallet addresses remains pseudonymous. Law enforcement agencies like the FBI and Interpol are increasingly dedicating resources to these types of crypto scams. But the global, borderless nature of the blockchain makes investigations incredibly challenging. The stolen funds are often laundered through multiple exchanges, mixers, or privacy coins, further obscuring their trail. It's a cat-and-mouse game played out across the digital globe. So, how do you protect yourself from becoming the next victim of a rug pull? Knowledge is your shield, and skepticism, your sword. Here are critical steps every investor, new or seasoned, must take. First, do your own research. Seriously, does the project have a comprehensive, well-written white paper that details its technology, goals, and tokenomics? Is it just buzzwords? Or does it offer real substance? Is there a clear, achievable roadmap for development? Most importantly, does the project genuinely aim to solve a real-world problem? Or is its sole purpose to create a new token? Second, verify the team. Be extremely cautious of projects with entirely anonymous development teams. While some legitimate projects start this way, it's a massive red flag for potential rug pulls. Do the developers have public profiles, like on LinkedIn or GitHub, that show a history in technology or crypto? Have they contributed to other reputable projects? Look for teams that have publicly identified themselves, often called doxed. This adds a crucial layer of accountability. Third, demand audits and liquidity locks. Has the smart contract undergone an independent, third-party security audit by a reputable firm? And importantly, was the audit publicly released, and are the identified vulnerabilities addressed? Crucially, is the project's liquidity locked? Use tools like Unicrypt or DXSale to verify if the liquidity pool tokens are locked for a significant period, like months to years. If there's no proof of a lock, walk away. This is arguably the single most important red flag. Fourth, examine tokenomics and supply. Check the token distribution. If the development team or a single wallet controls an excessively large percentage of the total token supply, they have the power to dump it, crashing the price. Also, check the contract. Does the smart contract allow developers to mint or create an unlimited supply of new tokens? This can dilute your investment to nothing. Fifth, beware of unrealistic promises. If a project promises guaranteed, incredibly high, or unsustainably quick returns, like 1,000% APY in a week, it is almost certainly too good to be true. These are classic hallmarks of a Ponzi scheme or a rug pull in disguise. Sixth, perform community due diligence. Join the project's Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. Ask tough questions. If administrators censor legitimate concerns, ban critical voices, or only allow positive comments, that's a significant warning sign. Finally, be wary of tokens heavily promoted by lesser-known or new influencers who only highlight positives and ignore risks. Often, they are simply paid to promote. The cryptocurrency space is a modern gold rush, a frontier that promises immense rewards for those brave enough to venture into it. But, like any frontier, it is also home to outlaws and opportunists, ready to take advantage of the unwary. As we continue to explore the intricate world of cybercrime, remember that vigilance is your greatest asset. Educate yourself, question everything, and trust your instincts. Because in this digital age, the lines between innovation and deception are often razor thin. Stay safe. Stay anonymous. This is the Digital Sleuth,